Hi, this is Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, we're going to talk about pricing for $10,000 worth of life insurance through Lincoln Heritage for a 70 through 79-year-old male. Now, we're going to talk about four specific things, really. We're going to talk about, does Lincoln Heritage offer the best plan and pricing? We'll go into detail on that. Number two, is the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society worth paying extra for? Number three, does Lincoln Heritage pay out in 24 hours? And finally, if you have a Lincoln Heritage plan, should you replace it? Again, funeralfunds.com is our website. Here's our YouTube channel. You can always reach us at 888-862-9456. All right, so here we have a spreadsheet. It's kind of confusing perhaps, but I will explain it and make it simple. If you take a look over here, we've got a non-smoker, that's what I ran rates at, and a male, age 70, and then went all the way up to age 79. I'll probably just talk about age 70 and 79 throughout much of the conversation here. And from that, you'll be able to just look down at your current age and see what the rates and everything would be. It's fairly simple. And we're talking about $10,000 worth of coverage. Certainly you can get more if you want it with any of the carriers, but that's a nice round number. It's frequently requested by the people that we help with any life insurance, burial insurance, cremation insurance, funeral insurance, or final expense insurance. So first thing I want to do is go look at some pricing and just prove that the pricing we're looking at is accurate for you. So here's a quoting tool that we use. It's we enjoy it quite a bit. It's very accurate. That's what we like about it. The pricing's always exact. And if you look at this, we've got $10,000 for a male. Texas, I just put Texas. It can be your home state, whatever that is. I came up with a birthday that makes it age 70, and again, non-smoker. So when we click the get quote here, we go down and we find that the lowest cost is $69, okay? That's with Trinity Life Insurance Company. That's a company that we work with. We like them quite a bit. They've got great prices, great customer service, and they happen to just have great deals. Simplified issue means we can get you approved over the phone. Level coverage means it starts from the very first day, which is absolutely what you want. You should never accept a 2-year waiting period from pretty much anybody out there, unless you are like, almost terminally ill or something. We could help you out with that if you have any questions. But $69. And what I want to do is just scroll down a little bit and see different pricings here. You can see the pricing starts going up like Lumico's, $74 already. And keep working our way down here. And you see we're again, the lowest price is $69, and we're already up to $79 here with Illinois Mutual. So $10 more a month. And we'll get into why I think $10 a month isn't a big deal. We keep going down, down, down. We still haven't run into Lincoln Heritage yet. They are one of the more expensive plans out there. Come on, there we go. $88. It is a level plan. It is first day coverage. So that's great. That's what you want. But what's not great is this pricing. Most of the folks that I help are age 50 to age 85, occasionally 89, and they're on a fixed or limited income and spending almost $20 more a month for insurance is just very difficult for them. Again, when you could get the same coverage. Gotta go way back up here. There we go, $69. As you can see from the spreadsheet, here's that $10,000, and the company that we recommend right here was $69.23, and you can see Lincoln Heritage was $88.13. That is a savings of $18.90 if you go with a plan that we can help you with versus a plan that Lincoln Heritage can help you with. In fact, with Lincoln Heritage, you're going to overpay 21.45%. 21.45%. So not, most people wouldn't accept that. If they were looking for a car, they wouldn't buy a car that's 21% more expensive. Certainly groceries, people don't buy stuff that's 21% more expensive. Just in so many things we do, we just don't overpay. Why would you overpay on this? So sometimes we'll talk with folks and they say, well, I'm okay with the $88, but I don't like the fact that I could potentially get more coverage by going with this company over here. So if you were to take the $88 and apply it towards this company over here, it would actually buy you $12,835 worth of protection. You'd get more coverage for the same dollar. So instead of getting $10,000, you would get $12,835 at the same rate of $88.13. So why that is so important is because inflation just keeps going up and up and up and up. And if you can get more coverage for the same amount of money, why would you not do that? It will just inflation proof your plan. And if we go down here and look at age 79, here's another example of pricing going up over time. 70 versus 79, it's going to be $69 here at age 70. It's going to be $134 at age 79. That just explains the importance of getting this early. It gets worse with Lincoln Heritage because it's $88 here at age 70. At age 79, that goes up to $171. So if you're thinking about getting this insurance, get it now, get it sooner. You don't want to keep waiting on this because the price will go up each year. And once you do get your coverage locked in, your pricing will never change each month. So you get grandfathered in at that point, which is really terrific. So just keep in mind here that you are overpaying with Lincoln Heritage. That first year, you'll overpay $226. Again, that's $18.90 times 12 months. That gets you $226. A lot of people will go, it's not that big of a deal. I can do that. It adds up over time, folks. So after 10 years, you have overpaid $2,268. 15 years, you'll overpay $3,402. 20 years, you'll overpay $4,536 on a $10,000 policy. Why would you ever do that? Well, Lincoln Heritage will tell you, well, it's because of the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society. And, a lot of people ask if that's worth it. Well, you are overpaying for the services that come with Lincoln Heritage. So what the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society will do, supposedly, is make some phone calls, do some things once a death occurs, kind of to guarantee or assure you that you get lower pricing. Well, you're actually paying for that. After 10 years, you'll have overpaid $2,268. Well, if they spend 3 hours on the phone doing things, you're paying them $756 an hour to do that. I would imagine you've got a family member who you like to get them a little money for taking care of this. Maybe you spend the same amount of money with this insurance company, give them the $12,835, and if they help kind of take care of your final arrangements, give them some of that money. After 15 years, you'll be paying the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society $1,134 an hour. 20 years, you'd be paying them $1,512. The numbers just get huge, right? So we don't recommend that. What we actually recommend is at Funeral Funds, we actually provide a free funeral and estate planning guide. It's the page on our website that has it, and I'll include that link, but you just click download now. Whether you buy anything from us or not, we provide this free. And funeral and estate planning guide, My Last Wishes, all right? And you just fill this out, and all of your wishes will be documented for your family and loved ones. Financial, who gets special gifts or special mementos, or that special knitting needles, whatever it would be, anything you want special passed on, you just fill it out in there, and we provide that free of charge. If you just go to this website URL, you can download that free. So let's take a look at where we are on our 4 objectives. Does Lincoln Heritage offer the best plan and pricing? Certainly not the best pricing. And the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society is kind of in their plan. Is that worth paying extra for? Well, you are paying extra, right? Definitely, you're overpaying if you look at all these numbers. Personally, we don't think it's worth overpaying because we can provide you this resource free, and you get the lower pricing over here. Okay, this is a frequent one that comes up. Does Lincoln Heritage pay out in 24 hours? If we go to the Lincoln Heritage website, here's their website, and let's scroll down a little bit. It talks about payments and everything like that, claims payments. So it says fast claims payment. Lincoln Heritage sends the money to your beneficiary as quickly as possible. Well, it doesn't say it sends it in 24 hours. It just seems like so many times we talk with folks and they've had an agent tell them, Oh yes, our company pays out in 24 hours, right? Read the next line. Most claims are paid within 24 hours of claim approval. It says most claims. That's really, really important. Most claims, and then within 24 hours of a claim approval. Claim approval is an important word. So they're not saying they pay out in 24 hours of a death. They're saying 24 hours of a claim approval, which in many cases could take months. Particularly if your policy is less than 2 years old, they have the right to go back and just make sure that you were truthful and didn't misrepresent anything and answered everything honestly. And that can take time to investigate. In fact, as we look down here, it says approved claims paid in 24 hours. It doesn't say claims paid in 24 hours, approved claims, which can take a while. And then Lincoln Heritage talks about everybody else. Benefits checks can take weeks or months to reach your family. Well, that's 100% true over here because they're only talking about approved claims. Once a claim's approved, sure, they're going to issue the check and get it out, but that might be 2 months later, or 4 or 5 or 6 months, depending on what's going on. Most of the companies we work with are going to pay exceptionally quick, and because the underwriting's fairly straightforward and we answer everything honestly. So honesty is always the best policy. As we just talked about, that's not true. Claims are not approved in 24 hours. They're going to need, the insurance company is going to need a death certificate. They're going to need some paperwork filled out. They're going to need to verify a couple things. So if grandma died last night, you're not going to have a check in your hand by tonight, right? They may need to investigate it, especially if the policy is less than 2 years old. But when we go to the Lincoln Heritage website, it accurately says approved claims paid in 24 hours, right? Approved claims paid in 24 hours. So you've got to be aware of switching words. Approved claims is correctly, claims approved in 24 hours is incorrect. And we've shown that just by looking at the language here. Lincoln Heritage sends the money to your beneficiary as quickly as possible. That's not the same as saying claims approved in 24 hours. And it says most claims are paid within 24 hours of a claim approval. And this is saying claims are approved, claims approved, 100% absolute. So be cautious about the wording, be skeptical about the things you read online. Certainly Lincoln Heritage has it correct on the website. I'm not sure why it was incorrect on this Facebook advertisement. Last thing I want to talk about is if you have a Lincoln Heritage plan, should you replace it? Well, look at the numbers up here. It's pretty convincing, right? Pretty convincing. Now let's take a look at here, $88 here for the Lincoln Heritage. If we go down our plan, that's the lowest coverage, you could be age 74 and now Lincoln Heritage would be just about $1 less. So that wouldn't make any sense to replace it at that point. Even at 73, that's 83, that's $5. I mean, it adds up. But certainly in the first 1, 2, or 3 years, often it's going to make sense to switch over to a plan that's going to save you, especially if you're on a fixed or limited income. As time goes on, you're probably going to have more medical bills, more expensive. Inflation's going to go up, and the lower price you can keep your policy, the more likely you're going to keep that policy. By the same token, if you do have enough money to spend a little bit more, you can actually get more coverage and further inflation-proof your plan. So my name again is Randy, and you can talk to me at funeralfunds.com. My toll-free direct number is 888-862-9456. Let me roll the screen up here. We did some research online, and these are some of the potential concerns or disadvantages of the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society. These are just ones that we found online that people were asking about it. You can pause the screen, read these. I'm not going to go over those. But yeah, if you need any help with this, if you have any questions, just reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you out with this. You take care.